column addition, column subtraction. You guessed it, there's also column multiplication, and here's how to do it. Watch to the end to test and see if now maths makes sense. The first step to column multiplication is replacing the times sign with the words lots of. Therefore, 5 times 5 would now be 5 lots of 5, 1 lot of 5, 2 lots of 5, 3 lots of 5, 4 lots of 5, 5 lots of 5. You can do the same thing with numbers with more than one digit. 2 times 12 is the same as saying 2 lots of 12. We can see on the diagram that because you have 2 lots of 12, you have 2 lots of 10 and 2 lots of 2. You can also do the reverse and replace lots of with the times sign. So 2 times 12 is the same as saying 2 times 10 and 2 times 2, instead of saying 2 lots of 10 and 2 lots of 2. Splitting the number up works for all multiplication. So you know what multiplication is. Now how do you put it in a column? Let's do 24 times 4. First, you draw a diagram just like the one for column addition or subtraction, only there's a multiplication sign here instead of the add or the minus sign. The second step is to, like always, start with the ones. You do 4 times 4 gives you 16. Third, like in addition, where you have multiple digits, you put the ones in the answer line and you add the tens to the next column along. You do exactly the same here. So 4 times 4 is 16. The 6 from the ones column goes underneath in the answer line, and the 1 from the tens column, you carry it over to the next column along. The fourth step is to multiply the ones value in the bottom row with the tens value from the top. So 4 times 2 is 8. Fifth, you add the number carried over from the previous sum. So 4 times 2 is 8, plus 1 gives you 9. You then write it in the answer line below. You add after multiplying because you have already done multiplication to get this extra 10. So you don't need to multiply it again. Therefore, 24 times 4 is equal to 96. How do you do multiplication with a 2-digit number? Easy. It is exactly the same. Let's do 284 times 32. First things first, you do your column multiplication with the ones value in the bottom row. So you do the ones value times the ones value in the top row. 2 times 4 equals 8. Next, you times the ones value in the bottom row with the tens value in the top row. 2 times 8 is 16, so you place the 6 in the answer line and you carry the 1. Lastly, you multiply the ones value in the bottom row with the hundreds value in the top row. 2 times 2 equals 4. You add the carried 1 to give 5, so you write down 568. Secondly, you do exactly the same with the tens value in the bottom row, placing the answers on the next line down. There is a 0 here, as you are multiplying by a ones value when you work out the sums, so 3 times 4, 3 times 8 and 3 times 2. But it is actually a tens value, so it's actually 30 times 4, 30 times 8 and 30 times 2. So placing the 0 here shifts the answers to the left by 1, essentially multiplying by 10. So you do 3 times 4 gives you 12. Put the 2 in the answer line and you carry the tens value to the next column along. Next, 3 times 8 gives you 24. You add the 1 to give you 25. The 5 goes in the answer line and you carry the 2 to the next column along. And lastly, 3 times 2 is 6, and then you add the 2 which you carried over, so 6 plus 2 equals 8, and you write that on the answer line there. The third step, and the final step, is to use column addition to add the two answers. Remember how you split up a sum like 2 times 12 into 2 times 10 plus 2 times 2? It's the same principle here. So 8 plus 0 is 8, 6 plus 2 is also 8, 5 plus 5 is 10, so you write the 0 down here, carry the 1, then 8 plus 1 equals 9. So you get 284 times 32 is equal to 9,088. Can you try 543 times 31? Pause the video if you want to work it out for yourself. The first step is to multiply the ones value in the bottom row with all the values from the top row. You should have got 543. The second step is to put the placeholder in, so the 0 here, and then multiply the tens value from the bottom row with the top row. So 3 times 3 is 9, 3 times 4 is 12, put the 2 here, carry the 1, 3 times 5 is 15, plus 1 is 16. The third step is to add the two rows together. So 3 plus 0 is 3, 4 plus 9 is 13, so put the 3 here, carry the 1, 5 plus 2 is 7, plus the 1 is 8, and 6 plus 0 is 6, and 1 plus 0 is 1. This should give you 543 times 31 is 16,833. And there you have it. You can now do column multiplication. Well done. If this helped to make maths make sense, please like and subscribe and click the notification button to be the first to see more videos.